Welcome to GSK Scrutiny. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe and don't forget to press bell icon to get instant updates. Did you ever think the situation of the Indian economy in this pandemic? The GDP of India, which was declining before the pandemic, has started worsening than before. But the contraction of economy was termed by the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman as act of God. But the GDP was going down from the third quarter of the financial year 2018-19. Let's see the video clip of Finance Minister stating contraction of economy as act of God.
Will not have to go running at different rates in the market and all that. For that portion, which is 96,484 or some amount, which is strictly arising out of the implementation of the GST. Now you would ask me, how did you arrive at that? Because all of you all know the projected in revenue generation trajectory, and at 10% growth, the trajectory of what should have been collected. Now below that would be the actual collection, which probably is influenced by the COVID. And technically, and I'm not saying I'm in favor of this or that, I'm only describing it for your convenience. So that portion of the gap which arises in the compensation, essentially deriving from the calculation methodology which is already embedded in that, because the act didn't foresee an act of God. It just kept saying protected revenue should be taken care of, and it also said approximately at 10% growth what is the actual revenue, and therefore it made sure that it hardwired giving compensation. Whereas this year we are facing an extraordinary situation that even below the 10% approximate estimation, you're facing an act of God which might even result in a contraction of the economy.
But the fact is the GDP of India has been declining since the second quarter of the financial year 2018-2019. Let's see the quarter-wise GDP of India from the financial year 2018 to 2019. In the financial year 2018 to 2019, in the first quarter, GDP was 8.2%. In the second quarter, it declined to 7.1%, and later it declined to 6.6% and 5.8% in the third and fourth quarter respectively. In the financial year 2019 to 2020, in the first quarter, it further declined to 5% and to 4.5% in the second quarter. In the third quarter, showed a little upward trend than the previous quarter at growth of 4.7%, and again it declined in the fourth quarter to 3.1%. And the shocking news is the GDP of first quarter of the financial year 2020 to 2021 contracts by 23.9%, that is negative 23.9%. But this estimated contraction rate of GDP do not include the data of micro, small and medium enterprises that is collected from sample survey, which is not possible to do in present situation of this pandemic. If this data is included in the GDP, it would have hit the contraction rate even harder than the present estimate of 23.9%. But this situation of economy in the present was predicted by Dr. Subramanian Swamy, Eminent Economist, in the year 2015, stating the downtrend of world economic cycle to recession does not merely a reason for decline of a nation's economy. It can be controlled if the domestic problems is solved. He had also given 6 major points to be considered to revive and kickstart the economy to the central government in 2017 and to escape from the trough of the economic cycle. But the then finance minister was blind from the short-run positive outcomes of their policies. The sixth solution given to Modi government to kickstart the economy is as following. Abolition of personal income tax, as this would bring immediate positive effect to the public directly. This will result in a huge boost to the savings rate and subsequently revive the investment cycle. He also suggested spectrum auction and coal block auction for alternative revenue. Bringing back black money which are stashed in tax havens abroad, which need to be brought back, invoking the UN resolution of 2005 which was ratified by India in 2011. Dr. Swamy also claims that black money in tax havens are Rs 120 trillion or 60 times the revenue from the tax collection. To bring down the interest rates of loans to 9% because, according to Dr. Swamy, big industries can borrow from abroad at 2% interest rate, while here it being at 12% to 18% is very cruel, and much of the damage from it has been to the small and medium industry which produces bulk of the employment. Also, he suggested to raise the fixed deposit interest rates to 9% to encourage savings. Dr. Swamy also advocated for printing more rupee notes for fully financed infrastructure projects. He had also said that to demonetization to be succeed, there was need for 6 times more rupees 100 notes than the circulation at the time of demonetization. But this was not done by the Modi government at the time of demonetization. He had also suggested to lower the exchange rate of rupee against dollar, which results in increase of domestic demand and local industry get benefited. Covid-19 has affected the economy, but not as much as we see in the first quarter of financial year 2020 to 2021. It's majorly because of the negligence and inefficiency of the finance ministry. This inefficiency is due to lack of knowledge on macroeconomics or lack of experience. However, it's still unanswered that why do the Modi government do not appoint Dr. Subramanian Swamy as finance minister, who is the architect of 1991 economic reforms, Eminent Economist, who can control this situation. He also explained in detail in his recent book Reset on how India can achieve its past economic glory which has been lost due to Islamic invasions and British imperialism. All we want to see is Bharat regaining its lost economic glory. And to see this, we should have Dr. Subramanian Swamy as finance minister. He is the best finance minister we never had. Public can do anything, so let's start this campaign with hashtag We Need Dr. Swamy as FM. Post your view on economy by adding hashtag We Need Dr. Swamy as FM in your Facebook, Twitter and other social media accounts to support this campaign. Please like and share the video. Also comment your views on economy with hashtag We Need Dr. Swamy as FM. Coming with an interesting topic in my next video. Thank you. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel.